All right. Happy Tuesday morning, you guys. My name is Melanie, ships out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm so excited to be on this morning, as I always am on my Tuesday mornings. This is a morning that I have not missed for over a year. Very, very dedicated to you guys, very dedicated to our growth, very dedicated to staying close to the fire with all of you. And as you know, for the last 2 weeks, we have been really preparing for the next 90 days. So I think at this point in the game, we are ready. We are organized and we are working. If you guys are not organized and you're not working, it's not too late. I think that there's always time to get started. In fact, a lot of people that start these 90-day challenges sometimes can fizzle out 2 to 3 weeks in. But you guys aren't going to do that. I can tell because you're showing up and you guys are showing up to go up. And I love that. So as we have been getting organized, you guys know what your goals are. You know when you're going to be working your business. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about mapping out your calendars. So I had showed you, make sure you're getting a calendar of some sort, whatever works for you. Make sure that you're doing a calendaring activity to ensure that you know when you can work savvy, right? So when you're working savvy, right? And we're getting into income producing activities, we also know that we're very goal oriented. So we've got a lot of goals on the table that we can be reaching for in the next 90 days. And I'm one of those people that I can't think that far in advance. I can do long-term goals, but I'm more of a 30-day girl. And if I can commit to 30 days, then my brain tells me you can do another 30 days. And then my brain tells me you can do another 30 days, that at the end of all of that, hopefully I will hit that 90-day goal. So what I want to do with you guys today is I'm going to bring on a guest. She is my direct business partner, Chelsea. Chelsea and I have never met. I absolutely love and adore this girl. She's up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Great. She found me on Instagram. Right? Isn't that the best when somebody finds you? So you're like attraction marketing at its finest. And Chelsea is a go-getter. She comes with an incredible experience. She's a leader by nature. I think she's a great example of how to really work this business creatively. I love the way that she does it on social media. She's a great storyteller. She gets in her stories and she is constantly talking to her network. So she's building that like, trust, and know factor, right? And now she's hit leader. She has achieved that. She's going to be in St. George, Utah here in November. And man, does this girl inspire me. And so as you can see behind her, Chelsea, I'll hand this over to her in just a second, but she's got Post-it notes all behind her because this is the way this girl works her business. She knows where she's going. She can do small goals. She can do medium goals, and she can do big goals. And I got to see those Post-it notes on her 90-day goal setting sheet, and she's got big, big goals. And I think the biggest one that I'm most excited for her, she wants to get a new vehicle for her family. And there's bigger reasons, and she can tell you that, but mostly because of her family. She's very driven for her family, her little daughter, Ava, what Savvy can do for her family, for her husband, and just in general with her team. So Chelsea, I want to hand this over to you because I know on these power hours, we're all about taking the first 15 minutes and really giving you guys a nugget that you can kind of grasp onto for the day or lead into the next week. And so Chelsea, I'd love to hand this over to you and tell us all about those beautiful Post-it notes behind you and just a little bit about where you are with Savvy, because she's new, you guys, and she's somebody you definitely want to start paying attention to. So Chelsea, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Way to already make me tear up and almost cry this morning. I'm like, come on, seriously? Now I have to talk after this. So let's see, I started the very first week of August and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was like, I know nothing about fashion. But I thought, just like I feel like everybody else says this, right? Like they wanted a really cute pair of leggings, and I live in athleisure wear. I have for like the last 6 years, aside from when I would be at work. And I thought this is just a no brainer. And so once I got my hands on it and I was able to dive into the community and I saw what was possible with Savvy, I thought, okay, well, there's no reason why I can't just go full force with this, be myself, share this with everyone around for me. And honestly, from there, it's just organically grown, right? Like it's fun, it's easy, keeping the pressure off yourself. Like, um, was it last month, JJ had tagged me in a video on our Wednesday leadership call, and it said that I had hit advanced leader S4, and I was like, I didn't even know that I did that, because I'm also someone who, from my past experience, I've been someone who just gets caught up in the numbers, and that made me just super drained. I fizzled out really easily, and I was sick of always just having to focus on the numbers of everything. And so I thought, going into this, I'm going to completely change my mindset. And again, keep it fun and easy and have zero pressure on myself. So I hardly ever look in my back office, honestly. I know not everybody does that, but mentally it just helps me a lot. And so I thought, okay, Chelsea, well, like how Melanie had brought up having your planner last month, I had that, right? Like I would write everything out of the Zoom calls that were available, my daily activities that I would be doing. And I thought, when I'm done with those things, though, I just close my planner, and then I usually am not looking at it until the next morning when I start again. And so I thought, what can I do to where I can literally put this in front of my face every single day? Because my main goal, my husband is a firefighter. He works 24-hour shifts, and he misses so much, right? Like he's not home for holidays, he's not home for birthdays. He comes home exhausted from his 24-hour shifts, and then he's missing out on more family time because he has to be able to sleep to then regain energy for his shift the next day for another 24 hours. And it's just, since we've had our daughter, and she just turned 2 in August, I was like, still keeping it fun, easy, and zero pressure. I was like, there has to be a different way for our family to move forward to where we have more time together. And to where, I mean, I have another business that I work from home, and that's great for income purposes. But I was like, like, in order for him to be able to come home full time, like, we need more. And when I found Savvy, I was like, this is it. And it's not just about the income part, but like you guys, my husband has said it too. Like, our marriage has been rocking for the last 2 months. Okay. Like, I'm a better mom, I'm a better friend and leader. And um, so I just needed to think outside the box of where I can really grow within Savvy. And so I thought, I'm going to get some post-it notes from Target, and I'm just going to whip something up. Literally, this is what I did. I was super inspired during a 6 a.m. power hour the other morning. What was it? I think it was actually the 1st of October. It was like our kickoff call, right? And I was like, hell to the yeah, let's go. I turned on my Savvy playlist, right? And I just went to town. My husband came out of the bedroom. He was like, "What the hell are you doing? It is 6:30 in the morning," right? And I'm rocking out to music and I'm making it fun. And I was like, "Let me show you," right? Because I want you to know what I'm doing, so that even when you are home on those days, you can hold me accountable too, to be like, "Hey, Chelsea, you said that you're not done until, and I see you don't have a post-it note ripped off the wall yet." So I'm also communicating to him, because I'm like, even though you're not doing it, but I do put him in my lives. I have him feel leggings and stuff, because I'm like, I want people to also know from your standpoint what it's like, right? And so he was like, okay, let's do this. So I will take you through um, what I did. So I I wrote out October. So like Melanie had said too, I'm also a 30-day thinker. If I put out my goals too far, too big, too much, I get ahead of myself. And I'm such a big visionary person. I love to dream big, but I also have to reel myself in and be like, Chelsea, we need to tone it down. Let's be realistic, okay? Because we're not going to be successful if we go at this rate. So what I did is this sticky note here, it says lives impacted. And then this is surrounded by new customers. Okay, so like I had the very first day I got to rip off a sticky note because I had a new customer, and then they also signed up for Style Club. And I could have more post-it notes. I know that I'll exceed 8 customers, but visually, I'm not looking to put 20 post-it notes up here. First, I want to see what I can accomplish, make sure that I can cross off these 8. And then that's also going to help me going into next month too, to where I'm like, okay, how about we put 2 more sticky notes for November, right? Like, let's not put another 8, let's not double it, but let's just do it. And then after I rip those 12 off, I'll add 3 more, right? Like, let's just take baby steps to get there. My income goal is huge. So I have 3,000 for my income goal. And this is going to look so different for everyone, but put down what you are comfortable with. I know, looking at our budget each month, I know then for the next 90 days what steps I need to take in order for me to start reaching my goals within Savvy. And so that's why I have that one there. So I highly recommend that you break that down too, because I loved how even during our power hour yesterday, when Courtney talked about breaking down goals, it's really, if you can go ahead and just take your life, right, and break it down into what you need to accomplish, it's going to be so much easier to set yourself up for success each month as well, to know what you need to do. And then here I have these ones. So it says wear and share, and this is specifically for affiliates. Okay. So I know, like, I already have one girl who is for sure signing up this month as an affiliate, and she actually works, she's in network marketing with Thrive. I found her on Instagram, and we've become such good friends. It's so awesome that we even have this to be able to share with other women too who are in network marketing. So that's why I wanted to break it down to just have wear and share as its own thing for affiliates. And then for here, for my brand partners, I'm really inspired by Tom and Kim Challen. And so I wanted to use World Changers as my brand partners. I don't want to call them brand partners because, yes, we are brand partners, but we're so much more than that. And truly within Savvy as brand partners, we are changing the world. And so I wanted to use different wording to make it more impactful, right? And so as I have people who I know are going to be world changers and signing up, I actually go ahead and I write their names on a post-it note. So I had someone's name here on my number 3, and she signed up not yesterday, but the day before. So I ripped hers off. And then down here for Style Club, I have it listed as Style Babes. And then my new customer that I had actually decided to sign up for Style Club. So I ripped that off. And then I also have 3 other people who are going to be signing up for Style Club, and I also have their names on the post-it notes. So once they go ahead and sign up, then I will be ripping those post-it notes off of the wall and celebrating. But that's how I'm breaking down my month. And I put it here right next to our dining room table because I'm in the living room or in the kitchen or here in the dining room. The plan in our house is very open. So like, this is what I'm seeing. Like, I needed to see it in a spot where I am at every single day. I thought, oh, I could make a list and I could put it on my fridge. Maybe I'll hang it on the microwave, right? And I thought, no, don't do that. Like, pick out a color that's going to stand out. Again, write big on it so it stands out and make it bigger so you have to look at it. Like, it should be thrown in your face and scare you a little bit as a reminder to keep going every day and taking those sticky notes off of that wall. So I hope that that helps you guys just to be able to break it down. So even if you haven't done anything like this, because it's only October 5th, like, we're just getting started. And so if you are ready to get organized and go ahead and do that, I'm pretty sure I bought a big pack of sticky notes for like $3.49 at Target to get me through the next 90 days, but even going into the new year too, because it's really, the goal chasing is never going to end. And so I feel like this is just such a great foundation for you to lay. See how it works for you. And if it doesn't work, then find something else that works, right? But I've also seen a lot of people who have used sticky notes for other things, for brainstorming and whatnot, and it's proven to work. It is proven to work. So it's never going to hurt for you to try.
Chelsea, you're amazing. I'm so blown away. I love the visual. I think the visual is huge. And I think not only for you, but you know what's really neat too, you guys, is when you put this in front of your family, they get to run with you, right? So you can make this like a family thing, you know? So if you have a certain goal and you're hitting it, it might be that, you know, the family, because it takes a cooperative, you know, commitment, that there are going to be some times where, you know, you're going to need to work and Brad helps you with Ava, right? You guys are going to want to work, and there's going to be times where your significant other or your husband is going to want to help you so that you can get into these team calls. You can be doing your reach outs in the evenings when normally you might be with your kids. There are some sacrifices to some of these goals. And so I think that on the wall is great. If you put something, another training I had done a couple years ago is putting it on the bathroom mirror. So not so much those kind of details, but just a piece of paper on the bathroom mirror. I've even used expo markers on my mirror so that I could, you know, mark it off. So it's always in front of me. So Chelsea, thank you for that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute. We'll take a couple minutes here for questions. Otherwise, you can drop them in the chat and we'll take a look at that as well. But is there anything else you wanted to share, Chelsea? Other than we're going to see you in St. George in November.
I will be there. You guys, let me tell you something too. So I come from the network marketing world. I've been with two other companies. One I was with for 4.5 years, and I always felt like I wasn't enough. That I wasn't cool enough, or like really in that clicky group in order for me to earn things like this. So it took me 2.5 years to even be invited to the very first trip with my company. And I busted my ass every single day. Like, it was crazy what I was doing. And I was always stressed. And some days I was unhappy. And coming into this, and then I'm like, how? But it's the community that just makes it so fun and easy and enjoyable. And that's the part that I love so much about it. So anything is possible with Savvy, you guys. It really is. Seeing what I've been able to accomplish in the last 2 months, I'm like, there is no stopping. There really isn't, because from what I've been through, Savvy truly just sets us up for success. And the community, like all of you that are on this power hour right now, like we get to have each other. And that's what's so cool, because we all are a resource for all of us to grow together, and not having the pressure of it just being so individual and trying to figure out what works for you. Like, you get to learn from top leaders within the company every day who truly want what's best for you. That is so cool. That's the best part. I freaking love it. It's infectious.
It is. It is. I totally agree. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So here's what we're going to do, you guys. So our call to action. So here we are. I want to make sure. Look at that. You're so good, right? At quarter after.
Can
So
we get her
45 minutes.
IG?
Oh,
Chelsea,
Allison,
can we
go
get
ahead.
her
Sorry,
IG?
honey.
Can we get her IG handle?
Yes. What's your IG handle, Chelsea? You want to drop it in the chat or say it out loud?
Yeah. That way you guys can copy and paste with me.
Didn't make it out safely. And investigators are searching for a missing Knoxville man who may be in Virginia. Knoxville police are searching for 53-year-old David Daring.
Okay. So are you in there, Chelsea? I want to make sure I can say it out loud too, because we are recording. There's going to be some people that might want this recording. So let me see here. I don't see it in the chat. Hang on a second. It's Chelsea.
I don't see it either.
Hang on a second. It is Stay Savvy with Chels. Stay Savvy with Chels. Can you guys see that okay? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, this girl knows how to do it in her Instagram stories. And I'm not kidding. You inspire me, Chelsea. You do. Like there are some times, and you guys, I think we can all agree, there are some days I just don't want to be on social media. It's probably for me personally. I love all of this with Savvy, but sometimes that's the part that I wish I didn't have to do as much. It kind of weighs heavily on me, but then I'll get in my stories because I love stories and I'll just hear Chelsea talk and I'm like, oh my God, if I hadn't joined Savvy already, I would have again and again and again, because this girl is a visionary and she knows how to talk and she knows how to do it in Chelsea's way. She's not trying to pretend to be anybody else. And so let her be an inspiration to you guys, because she truly is having a conversation constantly when she's getting ready in the morning, when she's in the bathroom getting ready, when she's making her coffee, when she's making her shake, when she's with Ava, feeding Ava. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So Chelsea, you're doing an amazing job. So what we're going to do, call to action. If you guys have Post-it notes, Carrie's like applauding you. I love your little emoticon thing. That's great. But if you guys have Post-it notes, I'm a big fan of these kind of Post-it notes too, you guys. I like these because you can actually put these alongside of your calendar if you want. But if you want to take the rest of the 45 minutes and really map out your 90-day goal or your 30-day goal, just like she did, then make sure you're walking away from this call with something done. Okay. If you guys are already into your activities and you're already doing your reach outs, then by all means do that. And if there's anything else that you guys need help with on this power hour, have a question, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, for the next 45 minutes, we're going to get laser focused and we are going to start getting into our inboxes, our messengers, and our text messages, and continue to communicate with people and continue to get them in that simple system with the 5-5-3, which is trying to make 5 new friends a day, trying to get into your messenger and try to have 5 conversations, and then trying to get people into the ATM groups, and then taking that conversation, that message part of ATM, because you're adding them to the ATM group, right? You're tagging them on a video. And now we're getting into the message portion of ATM system. And that is where you want to set up a 3-way chat, which means it's you, your prospect, and one other person, at least a minimum of 3 people in a private message. And you're having a conversation, right? That's the kind of activity that we're working on as far as income producing activity. All right. And so that's what we're going to do today. And that's all I got. So I'm going to actually stop the recording because I know there's just a little portion I want to make sure to record for Chelsea here. And let me know if you have any questions.